Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday the 18th of March. Woohoo! I think we've actually made it a month, which is totally cool and totally awesome. I want to apologize. Monday, about 10 minutes before I started streaming, I actually had everything set up. I was ready to go, and would you know it, I ended up throwing up. And I felt so bad for canceling on you guys. I'm figuring out what the replacement video is going to be to throw up on YouTube. Actually, to put on YouTube, because we're done with the throwing. No more of that. uh, I don't need any more throw up. However, you guys definitely deserve a bonus video. Thank you so much for your concern and all the well wishes to help me get better. It was really just like a 24-hour flu type thing. It's kind of going around in the building where I'm living. And when you live in close quarters, everybody gets sick. So thank you for bearing with me. And I am so excited because Discord chat is starting to liven up. We're having a lot of people join in. And I am just so happy that the discussion is moving forward, which is really awesome to me because as the discussion moves forward, you guys give me more and more ideas on what to do. And I really appreciate it because if I know where I'm falling short in explaining things, it really helps. And you guys, you're just so awesome. And it makes me feel better the more that I interact with you so that I know where I need to explain things a little bit differently. And I know where to go over something again. Today's shout out of the day kind of goes to Aqua Moon. Aqua Moon actually has a really good question, and it's, how do I determine which heroes are stronger? And that's going to be the second half of our video today, is discussing how to decide which heroes are stronger. I want you guys to know that I did actually put together a team building guide, and it's over on Discord. All you have to do is jump on Discord, go to the free guide section, and look for the team building guide. It's actually like a little slideshow. I put everything together so that it has all your basic information and how to choose. And it looks like I have somebody online. I don't quite know who it is yet, but thank you for joining us. I don't know why my alerts aren't working, but I hope they do work soon. So the first part of today that I kind of wanted to go through was what I was going to go through on Monday, which is going to be your factions and your mentor stuff. Really kind of important information. Hey, hi Trashly the Dready. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good day today. So, we're going to dive into faction. So, as you know, one of the first things you're going to do in faction every single day is come up here to the faction manager and you'll do your faction quests. First, you have to accept the quests, and something kind of funny with faction quests is if you have the monthly pass, either one of them. I'm so glad you're doing good now. I'm so happy to see you. So if you have the active monthly pass, you can do all of your quests instantly when you hit complete all. Now, there's two different monthly passes. You have the $5.99 and the $11.99. They give you ingots and they allow you to keep and complete stuff pretty quickly. Also, when you're doing your Lord Chaos, your Palace Travel, and your Royal Hunting, you get to flip a bonus card or a second card. And sometimes it doubles things, and sometimes it will just give you an extra card flip, so you have two card flips, which just means more free, well, more stuff. You kind of have to pay for it, so it doesn't count as free. The other thing you can do with your faction quest list is if you click Go Now, what it will do is it will auto travel and go to each place where you're supposed to go. And it will automatically go through everything for faction. So in the morning while I'm preparing my coffee and stuff, I typically leave this on auto travel for my faction quests. And I just let them see, run into the restroom, spoiling my cats. And some people don't realize that you can just run all of your faction quests like this, and it just knocks them out for you while you're doing your own stuff. I'm going to stop this here in a second. Ah, okay. So, never forget that you actually have that available to you. Because, like, if you're on your way to work or you're running late in the morning and you just want it to get done, that's one of those things that you can leave on auto and it does it on its own and you don't have to sit there and babysit it. Because who likes to babysit when they're in a rush? The other thing is the faction Envoy here does a couple different things. First of all, you have faction battle. And with faction battle, what you're going to be doing is during the regular faction battle is you're going to log in and you're going to fight people from other factions. You need to get at least 100 points to be on your faction's team. Now, the more points your faction gets, the more likely they are to be in the top 16. And when you're here or at the finals, you get to bet on which team you think will win. So, what I like to do is I kind of compare. You can't really click on them right now to see which team is which, but I kind of pay attention to what the details are when they're fighting. You can go back into it and you can go, okay, who won each round? And you can kind of guess what's going on, which I really do recommend, especially for the final battle, because as you look at the teams, you can see this faction has a lot of people who are actively in the faction, and that's how you can decide. So with this one, I know I want to, for me, but I can't. So here's what I try to do is I will go ahead and put in my bet, and this is one of the reasons why you want to keep bet coins. If you lose your bet, you will get half of your bet back. If you win the bet, it doubles the return. So 500, you'll get 1,000 bet coins back if you win. If you lose, you get 250 back, which is actually a lot better than like if you're going and betting on horses or paying or playing the lottery or anything, because you actually get something back instead of just losing all of it. The next part is there's loot. And when you're looking at the loot, it's gonna cost faction contribution. So some people will save up their contribution and put in an application for the most rare items. When you are applying for certain faction treasures, pay attention to how many are available and know that if the time hasn't run out, you can always cancel. And as you can see, you have to have enough faction contribution to actually apply for anything. And the way you earn faction contribution is by doing your faction quests, just following them. And then the final thing under the faction Envoy is the faction shop. Now, these powders are actually worth getting during faction battles because it will affect your faction battle. And it gives you these buffs that last for about 12 hours. And you can see how it says There is a time difference in cross server data synchronization, and to use it 5 minutes ahead. So you want to make sure that you use this at least 5 minutes ahead of when the faction battle knockouts are going on. That way you actually get the bonuses. But as far as I know, there's no limit on how many you can use. And as you can see, it costs faction contributions still, which is going to be the little blue pouch. I love how they designed these. So I then typically come down here to the trial officer, and you actually want to visit the trial officer every single day, because as you beat the trial officers every day, you also get these cool chests. And I really love these chests because they are where you get all of your fun gems. So it gives me a level 1 or a level 2 gem, and collect these every single day. I am so serious. Collect them every day, because your gems will pile up, and then you can evolve your gems so that you can put better gems on your heroes. The other part that is really important when you're in a faction is you have to donate. If you do not donate, your faction cannot build its buildings. Contribution is the only way that the faction actually can build things. And you'll see that when you're actually, let's see, I don't know where it is, but as your faction buildings get higher, the better the rewards are for everybody in the faction. And that's also how you're going to build your faction skills, is the buildings have to get upgraded for you to be able to reach the higher levels with your faction skills. And we'll go over there in just a second. You also, please, 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 please sign in every day. You do not have to have any activity points to sign in to your faction every day. And as everybody signs in, you get extra ingots. And only the faction leader can send out these ingots. But as you can see, like, if all 30 of our players were to sign in, we would get 600 ingots available to us. And they're just like red packs that you see everywhere else. You just click on the red pack and you get a random amount of ingots from it. I absolutely love these ingots. It's free money. And sometimes you can only get 1 or 2 ingots, but sometimes you might hit the jackpot and get like 100 ingots. It's happened before. I've actually clicked on a red ingot packet and I ended up with like 150 ingot one time, and I was just like, wow. I loved it. I really, really did love it. It was awesome. And then you're going to do your tribute too. And there's a couple things to know about tribute. As the entire faction's tribute value reaches certain values, you're going to get these little bonus chests that have stuff in them. You get gold with them. You will also have the one tribute that you can't change. And I'm actually getting really lucky right now because turning in the famous painting, I have 6. Everyone has been getting the harps, and nobody has the harps, and it's getting really annoying to most members of the faction. And as you can see, these little boxes right here show how much tribute value you get for donating. So as I donate my famous painting, I get 500 tribute, and that's how you also get your ores, is by filling your tribute every day. And you use your ores in a faction tribute event. You put all of your ores in, and whoever has the most ores gets all sorts of fun prizes and stuff. I'll show you those in a sec. You can also change the common goods that you're trading in. If you hit this little refresh, it's going to cost 10 ingot to refresh, but sometimes it's worth it. Do this again. It keeps giving me the same thing. But the fun thing is, as you were seeing, as the number of how many goods you throw in changes, the tribute value changes. The max that I've seen with the tribute value, we have second person in. It's not showing me who you are, but I do want to say hello. Welcome to the stream. I haven't given the stream a name. I should probably give the stream a name at some point. Actually, maybe I'll have a contest. Let you guys decide on the name. Have a little vote or something. So, let's see. My squirrel syndrome kicked in. Okay. So, as you load, you see that you get your rewards. Oh! You get to see how much faction contribution you get. I didn't realize that before. I'm a little bit dorky, forgive me. But you also get to donate and do this every single day, because the more ores you get, the better the rewards are. And as you look at the rankings, you get a huge faction bonus. And then you get extra faction funds, which is always awesome. Again, everybody has to contribute to the tribute, otherwise you just don't get enough. And we actually got really lucky. The Mizuchi faction that I'm in actually won the tribute mileage this last week, which I was like, yes, we won! We got first place. And as you can see, it was really, really, really close with the auras. So as you're logged in for faction PvP, you're going to have to sign up for it. Actually, you don't have to sign up for it, just the faction leader has to sign up for it. And you can see these bonus effects that you get by participating in the faction PvP. Your entire faction actually gets this bonus. So right now, everybody in my faction has a defense bonus of 400. As you can see, there are other teams or other factions, and you can go in and take a look. Everybody in the Auras faction has an increased attack of 50%. So that's really big. Probably why they're kicking my butt. And then they also have an increased attack of 500. So you not only have, well, it's really when you factor in the other bonus, their attack is increased by 750, which is kind of hefty. More than hefty, it's really hefty. That part go away. Okay, so when we go in here to Ministry Celebrities, you will see that your faction leader will actually have a target listed. What you want to do most of the time is go to the quick guide and it will automatically bring up the correct action for you. And most of the time, I just throw everything at it because I know that's who the target is. Now, if you go into each building, you can see which faction has which celebrity. If your faction is targeting a celebrity that has already been assigned, that is already assigned to a faction, you want to hit the please button. The reason why you hit please is because you're trying to get the second place. So if you see that your target is already owned by another faction, always, 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 always hit please. Because it means your faction leader is actually trying to get the second place, unless they send out an email stating otherwise. If you hit persuade and you persuade another faction celebrity, there's two things that can happen. Well, two things that happen, one thing that definitely happens. The one thing that definitely happens is everybody gets ticked off at you. I am so serious. They will get mad at you and yell at you and yell at your faction leader. So don't hit persuade. If you do persuade, you see that yes, your appeal goes up, but it decreases the appeal for the other faction. You do not want to decrease the other faction's celebrity appeal, because this starts wars. And when I say it starts wars, it starts some very serious wars. Nobody wants to have their celebrity persuaded. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because, like Rocket does with Baby Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, which button? I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. No! So, Groot, do not hit this button. I don't have any tape to put over the button. This button only. If you hit this button, you kill everybody immediately. This button. Okay? Okay, Baby Groot? Just please. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. That's such a good movie. We've actually been going through a marathon on the weekends of all the Marvel movies, and I completely love it. Okay, so last but not least, actually quite important, is your Skills Academy Manager. When you go in here, this is why you want to level up your buildings. You are going, and there is a trophy for getting one of these all the way up to level 10. There is another trophy for getting each and every one of these up to level 10. Or is it 12? It's 10 or it's 12. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is another place where you will be using your faction contribution. These are things that are very important. As you can see, right now my resistance is increased by 140. Pay attention to these because they are actually going to help you in your day-to-day combat. These are the skills that make you stronger. And you have to be a part of a faction to level these up. If you quit faction, you do not lose how much you have leveled these up. But when you join another faction, you cannot. When you join another faction, you keep the levels. But say the faction is a level 1 faction, and they don't have this building leveled up yet. You won't be able to level it up. You have to donate to your faction to get this building leveled up so that you can get your skills leveled up. And this is why some faction leaders will throw a huge fit over people not donating. So, always donate to your faction. Is there anything else? As you can see, I pulled up my factions. My faction homepage, whatever you want to call it. Everything that you do in faction is going to show up here in the news. Everybody will see it. You also can see what members are in your faction. You can see who is online, how long someone has been offline, what their contribution to the faction is, and what their rating is. If you are not in faction, if you're not online for, say, 2 weeks, I think that the game will automatically boot you from the faction. If you are not online, you may find that a faction leader or deputy leader will kick you out of the faction for not being online. And that is actually fairly normal to happen. People actually do pay attention to if you are doing faction battle, if you're actually loading the tribute boat, and if you're actually donating to ministry celebrities. If you have no score, it is possible to get removed from your faction. If you, whoops, if you go to your affairs, you can see what you have left to do. I still have 4 faction quests to complete. I have no idea why my mouse keeps getting big. You can also check for faction events. If there is an event going on, it will have a little thumbs up sign on it. As you can see, there's no event going on today, which is perfectly okay. And that, for the most part, is everything you need to know about factions. So, there's actually kind of 3 parts to today's videos. So, the second part is your mentorship. If you go into your mentorship, it brings up your mentors page. It shows how many members, what level the mentor is, all that. Serve your mentor tea every single day. Because, first of all, you get mentorship contribution. You also get prosperity. And then your mentor gets mentor epics. So serve tea every day. Max out your chances. If you serve the Bilochuan 10 times, you actually get a trophy. I just got a trophy out of nowhere. I have no idea what it was. We'll check that in a little bit. But I always serve my mentor all 3 times every single day, because that allows my mentor to level up, and it also gives me stuff that I can use to buy things in the apprentice shop. The other part is you're going to have these assignments. Go in and do these assignments. Do these quests because they are really, really, really important. As you submit each quest, you'll obtain the apprentice points that you can use to buy things in the apprentice shop. You can buy fame in the apprentice shop, which is one of the reasons why it's worth going to the going to the trouble of doing these assignments. It's worth it. Do it. Don't let your mentor down. You also have the shop, which will show basically your family tree. And it changes as you decide which person you're looking at. You also get straight shot to the shop. You have special bubbles that you can buy for chat. You have the frames that you can use for your profile pic. And then all of these you will use. If it says permanent, it means you can only buy this many. And then once you've bought the max, it's gone. It'll show up at the end of the list like this: purchase, purchase, purchase. I like some of the bubbles. You have the blue. You have the corgi bubble, the bunny bubble, the froggy bubble, which is awesome. This is actually one of my favorite bubbles, the old charm. And as soon as I hit level 10, level 110, I'm buying this bubble. It's my favorite bubble. You also get to buy these aliases. Save up and buy the aliases, because each time you buy the alias and you activate it, you get a permanent plus. That's right, you get a permanent plus when you activate an alias. And then you can see you can also buy the skill experience packs, a fame pack, which has no limit. You can buy destiny packs, refined stones, and lock stones, which means it is 100% worth it to do your mentor quests. Now, the other thing under mentorship, you are a mentor. At level 75, you can create a mentorship. And here is another thing. When you are the mentor, you can set up what your principles are. You can have your apprentices. When you are a mentor, you can actually reset each of these assignments. And as you reset them, we've already done moon watching twice this week. So you can reset 3 times. So as I reset, participate in Wanted 100 times. That is an easy quest to do. I will actually go through probably this weekend, because this is on my list. I need a list. I need to make a list of what all the mentorship quests are. And as your apprentices finish each of these quests, you can see where the prosperity points are. So the prosperity points actually affect your level here. As you level up, you can have more apprentices. You get special titles that you can use. And I recommend always doing whatever you can for your for your apprentices. You go in, and as they reach certain contribution points, you can award them better. So this particular apprentice hasn't hit the 10,000 contribution points, so I can't give them this reward, but I can give them either of these two. And I try to save up ingot so that when my apprentice graduates, I can give them the 300 gold chest reward, because not only are my rewards better, but also their reward is better. I typically save that up for graduation, and then I will also use it on special occasions, like if it's my apprentice's birthday or something, because those are fun things to celebrate. And when I didn't award him, I need to send his reward. They actually get these rewards through their mail. Now, if for some reason your apprentice hasn't done something, this apprentice hasn't been on for 6 days, you can see that they haven't been on for 6 days because it shows the last time they were logged in. This works with everybody. It will tell you if it just says offline, it means that they've been on today. If, let's see, if they haven't been on today, it will show the last day they were on, starting with yesterday. When you are going through your friends list, if you hit this button here, you also can see when the last time that person was on. This is actually how I learn. This is actually how I decide whether or not to keep somebody as a friend. If they have not been on for over a week, so like this apprentice hasn't been on for 6 days, it probably means that they're not coming back. And whether it's a lover, an apprentice, somebody in your faction, if they haven't been on for a week to 2 weeks, if they haven't been on for 2 weeks, for sure, I will actually remove them from my friends list. Or in this case, if this player doesn't show up within the next couple days, I will probably expel them. And when you expel, you can see it's free to expel somebody if they haven't been on for over 7 days. It also means I can't find another apprentice for a full 24 hours. I'm not expelling this person right now because it's only been 6 days. But still, it is important to pay attention and know when people are offline, when people are online. And I'm very particular about that because of how active I am in the game. With my activity in the game, I am actually a little bit popular. And one of the things about being popular in Rise of Queendom is everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants to be your playmate.